There's only 4 days left until the end of the world. What will you do, Herald Camping? What will you do, Herald Camping, when May 22nd gets here and nothing happens? No earthquakes. No Jesus. No followers. Just lawyers.
I'm Peter.
I'm Paul.
I'm Mary. And these are the last 20 days. 4 days left! You know, we sort of...
We're like the AT&T commercial.
Switch.
We are the AT&T commercial. We're getting very good service right now. 3 bars, and not a drink in sight. We've got 4 days left until the end of the world. They've tried to predict the end of the world before. They've tried to say, oh, the world's gonna end now in 3-4 months. Jesus is coming back, so y'all better get yourselves in order. No, Jesus is gonna leave your ass behind. And so, we have a list of all of these failed predictions, which is very soon, of course, going to have Herald Camping's now May 21st, 2011 prediction put on that list of failed predictions. But he's already got one on there. Remember, you know, 1994, September 6th? They waited around. Did he come? Of course not. Okay, this email comes to us from Bill. And he says, I enjoy your videos. It's so amazing to me that people support these clowns. People with little intellect and less cash give these millionaires their money and give up their lives. And for what? This family radio guy is worth $120 million and has 66 radio stations.
Yes.
Even Pat Robertson predicted that the world would end on... and in 1982, and people continue to send him money, makes me want to keep my doors locked. Very scary out there. On May 22nd, when the followers are penniless and jobless, Mr. Camping, will be looking the other way. I say he's crazy, but he actually may know what he's doing, raising funds for one kick-ass 90th birthday party. 23 end-of-the-world dates that have expired. Sent to us, of course, from Bill. Around 30 AD, taking the New Testament literally, this is the time frame Jesus gave for the second coming in Matthew 24:34. This generation shall not pass until all these things be fulfilled. The date is based on life expectancy in that era, 30 years. 500 AD, Hippolytus of Rome, a 3rd century theologian, predicted the world will end on this date and uses evidence from the Bible, including the dimensions of the Ark of the Covenant, to prove his point. The belief that the world would end in 500 AD was popular at that time, and Hippolytus' opinion was shared by fellow theologians Sextus Julius, Africanus, and Irenaeus. 1000 AD, the first big end times craze, mass panic, Christians giving away their possessions, Christians fighting with pagans, trying to convert as many as they could before Christ came back. You can only imagine what would have happened if they had the internet back then with all these little 1000 AD apocalypse YouTube videos. Or the last 20 days videos, for that matter.
Ooh, 1033 AD. The Christians who predicted the end of the world in 1000 AD, they realized that they forgot to add Jesus' age. Oops. Common error. We always fuck up the end date.
Yeah. And then again, in 1186 AD, then around 1184, certain prophecies began to talk of an impending new world order, instructing the citizens to run for the caves and hide because of all the famine, earthquakes, and other natural disasters that were to follow. Stop me if you've heard this one before. 1284. The list continues. Pope Innocent III came up with this date by adding 666 years since the founding of Islam.
That is so metal.
Great band name. 666 years since the founding of Islam.
I thought you meant Pope Innocent.
Pope Innocent and the 666 years since the founding of Islam.
1346 AD, and afterwards, Black Plague sweeps across Europe, killing 1/3 of the population, scaring the hell out of everyone else. At least this one had something to really back it up.
1496. 1500 years after the birth of Jesus, this was another popular time. Times date for this... What is that?
Eschatological.
Eschatological.
Eschatological? Eschatological set because it's bullshit? Is that what they're trying to say? In 1669 AD, fearing the return of the Antichrist on this date, 20,000 old believers in Russia burned themselves to death between 1669 and 1690 AD. Jesus is coming back. Got a lot of souls on fire. 69.
1792 AD.
A date believed to be the end
Of the world by some Shakers.
By now, every group seemed to have their favorite date for the apocalypse. Then March 21st, again another 21st we got going on here.
Love the 21st.
March 21st, 1843 AD. William Miller. Oh, this is one of my favorites. William Miller, 1843, founder of the appropriately named Millerite movement, predicted the second coming of Jesus on this date. This was apparently a very popular belief when 1843 passed and Jesus didn't come back. Miller, in October 22nd, 1844, chose the next year to be his official end-of-the-world date. Still high off the last build-up to the end, Christians sold their property, quit their jobs, and waited. This date is also known as the Great Disappointment. And it's funny that history is repeating itself now because people are selling their property. They are quitting their jobs in order to be part of this whole movement. And we're still in the 1800s here. 1874, one of the many dates chosen for the end of the world by Jehovah's Witnesses, or people related to them. After the failed 1975 date, there was a good deal of fallout within the church. 1891, Mother Shipton, a 16th century mystic, allegedly wrote the following rhyme. The world to an end shall come in 1881! Allegedly. Allegedly. We need Kathy Griffin. I wonder what Kathy Griffin is actually thinking about this whole thing. This whole end of the world thing. December 17th, 1919, meteorologist Albert Porta. You're believing a meteorologist about the end of the world? They can't even predict the fucking weather.
I believe him over Harold Camping.
It's gonna rain! Now, this meteorologist, Albert Porta, December 17th, 1919, it said that a cosmic alignment of 6 planets would make the sun explode. He was also wrong about rain over the weekend. 1973, Children of God leader David Berg predicted the comet Kohoutek would destroy the United States, which of course means the end of the entire world because the USA is so awesome. 1980s AD. As the years got closer to 2000, the end-time race really heated up, with the 80s being a popular decade to start looking busy because Jesus was coming back. Celebrity psychic Jean Dixon predicted the world would be hit by a comet in the mid-80s, for example. She also predicted the first woman president for the same time period. May 25th, 1981, 50 members of the Assembly of Yahweh gathered in Coney Island, New York to await the end of the world between the hours of 3 p.m. and sundown. Yes, there were bongo drums, and most likely sunburn. 1988, the year I was born.
Me too.
Very good. Were you born in 1988?
1990.
Oh, good lord.
Youngin.
You're a baby.
She just turned 21 recently. It was a drunken evening. Edgar C. Wisenott, in his book 88 Reasons Why the Rapture Will Be in 1988, gave a 3-day period in which believers would be caught up with the Lord. When 1988 came and went, Wisenott followed the methodology of many would-be prophets before and since, adding 1 more year to the predicted date. No, it's actually coming next year. I'm sorry, I got it wrong the first time. So Harold Camping had 1994, and then he just pushed it up to 2011. No idea why. September 6, 1994, one of our favorite dates, of course. Radio evangelist Harold Camping wrote in a book called 1994, his own entry into the Apocalypse sweepstakes. If this study is accurate, and I believe with all my heart that it is, there will be no extensions of time. There will be no time for second guessing. When September 6, 1994 arrives, no one else can be saved. The end has come. He currently has a new date set for October 21st, 2011, and we're waiting that out. In fact, Jesus is coming back in 4 days. 1999. Quoteth Nostradamus, the year 1999, 7 months from the sky, will come a great king of terror. 2000 AD, the Y2K millennium bug had the whole world holding its breath on New Year's Eve 1999. 2004 AD, we have an apocalypse twofer here. Watcher Ministries based their date on the return of Jesus on an analysis of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Donna Dana and Clay Cantrell based his date for the rapture on dimensions of Noah's Ark. So now we are waiting the end. Or at least the beginning of a whole shitstorm that's going to come down on Harold Camping here this Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday! Harold Camping will be sued! We're still working on, of course, our 21 things to do in the last 20 days. That list still... I mean, we started it forever ago. It's still coming together. The camping cake is a go. We also have realized that a certain wonderful, sexy comedian... Vlogger... JennaMarbles has been having some apocalyptic dreams. She's been waking up from these dreams in which she dies all the time. And so this has told her that maybe that some sort of end is coming and she needs to send out a love poem.
JennaMarbles, we just wanted you to know that on May 21st, when angels slide down the rainbows from the sprinkle avalanche from heaven, that we love you.
We do.
We really, really love you.
I would buy you anything from the $2 store.
I would buy you anything from the bargain bin of DVDs at Walmart.
Sunglasses on sale.
I would bake you a whole batch of cream puffs, and then we would put our faces in them.
But I would give you the bigger ones because I know how much you would enjoy those cream puffs.
So creamy.
Joan Rivers' snatch is like mysterious.
It is deep and cavernous, but it is nothing to your snatch.
Snatchy, snatchy, snatchy.
Your eyeliner is darker and fiercer than Oprah. Fierce-alicious boobs! Fierce! JennaMarbles! 4 days. Stay tuned for some more End the World Ravings.